Hey everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we covered functions, call by value and call by reference. Today we are going to cover some quizzes based on functions so you can better understand what is functions and how they are working. Let's look at the first question. What is the correct syntax for declaring a function in C++? So our structure of function is return type, then function name, then parameters. After that we use curly brackets. So first we need a return type. And what are our return types? It can be int, it can be string, it can be bool, it can be void and char or float. Okay, so first is not our answer, second is our answer, because here you can see first int is our return type, add is our function, and int a comma int b is our parameters, and after function we have a semicolon. So it is a declaration of function. Let's move to the next question. Which keyword indicates a function returns no value? None. We don't have anything like that. Empty, no, void, true. Because whenever we want to return nothing from the function, we used void as a return type. Which part of the function executes when called? So declaration is for declaring the function. Definition is the part of function which executes when we call a function. So our answer is definition. Next question. Function declaration tells the compiler what the function does. No, it does not tell the compiler what the function does. That the function exists, true, because we are declaring a function, because we can tell the compiler that our function exists down below to execute a program. No, it is for definition. Let's move to the next question. What is the return type of this function? Here you can see our syntax. This is our return type, this is our function name, this is our parameter, and here our return keyword which is returning, it is a value of pi into r square. So this is our formula of area of circle, and it is returning float data type. So our answer will be float. Let's move to the next question. What is printed by this code? This is our function definition, this is our main function, and here we are calling a function. So we can say function call. Here these two are our arguments. So our arguments are passing from function call to function definition. So our x and y are parameters. So what will be the output? X plus y 2 plus 3. So it will become 5. Then return will return 5 as a integer. Then this function will got replaced by our value which is 5. So it will print 5. Okay, what is happening here? First we are calling a function, then this function will goes to the function definition, then function definition will execute inside the block and return our answer. Let's move to the next question. What happens if a function has no return type but non void type? So what it is saying, we have something here which is returning. Here's non void type means we have some return type here and we are not returning anything. So whenever we are using return type, function must return something, or C++ will give us an undefined behavior. Let's move to the next question. Which line correctly calls a function sum int a int b? So basically these are our parameters. So it, while calling a function we have to pass a arguments. So to call a function we first write a function name, then the arguments. So our answer should be A. Option B looks similar, but here this is using semicolon, but we use comma. Third is not our answer because it is using int data type, or int data type cannot be used here. Similarly, we don't use call keyword. So our answer will be A. Output of this code. What type of function is this? No return with parameters. So it is not returning anything. That means it must be printing inside the function. So here we are calling a function, we are passing 10 as an argument, and here our n is a parameter and n become 10 and it is printing n, so our answer will be 10. So it is our option. What is the correct function definition? Here you can see return type, then function name, then parenthesis, then our curly brackets. Okay, this looks correct. Let's move to the next option. Return type, function name, but no parenthesis, wrong. Function name, parenthesis, return type. No, return type should be before the function name. Return type void, function have, then equal, no. So our answer should be A. But here you can see it is a return type, but it is not returning anything. So C++ will still print 5 and return an undefined behavior. Let's move to the next. This is our function which is no return, no parameters. So it must be printing something inside the function. So let's come to the main function. Here you can see we are calling a function two times. So first we call a first function, then it will print hi, then we call a second function, then it will print hi again. Here you can see there should be a space because we are using here space in a string. So our answer should be B and there should be a space. Okay, maybe I forgot to add a space here. So our answer will be hi space hi. Choose correct syntax statement about parameters. So let's write our function once again. Int add int a int b, and here we can return a plus b, and while we are calling function we write add 2 comma 3. Must always be int? No, I already told you we can use any data type here as a string, bool, char. Similarly, inside the parameters also we can use any data types. So A is not our option. Can be multiple? True, because we can declare multiple parameters inside the parenthesis. Let's move to the next question. Let's look at this function. It is a return type comma parameters. So what is returning here? It is returning n into n into n. So let's go to the main function. It is calling q function and passing 3. So n become 3, 3 into 3 into 3, it will become 27. So our answer will be 27. So this function basically returning a cube. Okay, let's move to the next question. Function header and definition must match in. Here instead of header we can call function call and definition must match in parameter order and types. So remember one thing, whenever you are creating a function, let's say int a comma bool flag comma string str, I'm using three parameters with three different types of data types. So when you are calling a function, make sure you are keeping the order of argument as similar to the order of parameters. So first parameter is int, so it should be int. Second parameter is boolean. You can write for a boolean 0 1 true or false. So here I am going to write a true. And third is string. So you have to remember that whenever you are creating a function, make sure to remember number of parameters and order of parameters. So you cannot pass this bool argument before the 2 because function going to match these parameters and assign according to order and types of parameters. Let's move to the next question. It is similar one, right? Here is our function which is return type with parameters and it is returning a plus b plus 1. And what is the value of a b? Let's go to the function call. It is passing 2. So our value of a2 plus our value of b2 plus 1. So our answer will be 5. It will print 5. Let's look at this question. Here this is a return type. Return type with no parameters. Here we are using return type, but we are not returning anything. So if we are using return type, it should return something. But what C++ do, it will print hello and give an undefined behavior. So whenever you are using return type here, make sure to return something from the function. So our answer will be hello, but you can take it as an error, because it will print, but it still will give an error related to this, because you are not returning anything. Let's look at this question. Here you can see we have a return type with parameters. We have here return type, but we are not returning anything, so it should be an error, right? Yeah, it's an error. But what C++ do, it first will print a into 2. Our value of a is 4 into 2. It first print 8, and it will give an undefined behavior, because we are not returning anything. So make sure whenever you are using return type, you must return something, or else it will give undefined behavior, which will cause your program to break. So here our option will be 8, because it is still printing. Let's move to the next question. Which statement about main is correct? It must be void. No, it returns int true. So whenever we are using main function, it always returns int. It is a standard method, you cannot return manually. So our answer will be it returns int. Let's look at this code. This is no return, no parameters. So it's a simple one. It should print hi. But look at the function call. Whenever we are calling a function, we write function name, then parenthesis. Here parenthesis is missing, so it's an error. Now let's look at our last question. Now this one is interesting. Here you can see return type with parameters. Okay, and inside this we are printing a plus b, and we are also returning 0. So if we are using return type, then it is returning something. Whatever it is returning doesn't matter, but it is returning. So this is correct. This cout is also correct, because before return we can use any statement. You can also print, it doesn't matter. So this is fine, this is fine, and this is also fine. Now let's come to the main function. We are calling here function, and we are passing 4 6. So what it will print? 4 plus 6, it will print 10. Then after printing 10, it will return 0. So this will replace with 0, but we are not printing here 0, so it does not matter if we print this function or not. What is matter is that when we are using return type, it should return something. It's upon us if we are printing the return value or not. So our answer will be 10. Okay, so these are our questions on functions. Now you can practice more questions, you can find anywhere, and make sure you keep practicing, because function is very important for DSA. In the next lecture we are going to cover arrays, because arrays also one of the most important topic in DSA. Lots of problems will be based on arrays. Thank you everyone, have a nice day.